Hello everybody. Today I'm going to be talking about the 1.5 year anniversary, and this is going to be more so a prediction video because there is some stuff that could happen when it comes to the 1.5 year anniversary, because the first year anniversary had like a lot of stuff that was not changing compared to the Japanese version, and this is going to be like, oh, this is on the table, this could happen, this is all a prediction. And at the end of the day, nobody knows what we will get for the 1.5 year anniversary. Anyways, if you found this video to be entertaining or helpful, consider subscribing and consider joining the community server, and let's start with the video itself. So here is the most important thing about the 1.5 year anniversary is two things. Is the release of the Grand Life scenario, which is a scenario focused on training, and it's much less time consuming compared to the Trailblazer scenario. I'm going to pull up Steam charts and just show you how bad the Trailblazer scenario is when it comes to people that play the scenario consistently, because the numbers are not really that high compared to Unity Cup. Anyways, for the casual player, this is going to be a very good scenario, but for the top players focusing on champions meeting, making the strongest aces, this scenario is going to be very awful. It's probably worse compared to make a new track for the hardcore players, and for the casual players it is going to be much better experience. And of course the second thing is the ability to spark reroll, which lets you at the end of the career, if you do not like the first sparks that show up. So let's say I reroll, I get something that I don't like, but the first spark is very good. I can choose between which one, which of course is very nice. And keep in mind it costs you 30 TP to use. However, just to keep in mind in here, because this is the same part where half TP cost is active, it says half TP consumption campaign, but in the remarks section it says that 30 TP will be consumed when re-rolling factors aka sparks during the campaign period. The same has normal amount of 30 TP. So when spark re-rolling comes out and the TP like half TP cost comes out, this is not affected. So in general, a career with spark reroll will cost you 45 SP as opposed to 30 when it comes out. This is not the biggest issue in the world, it's just something that I wanted to talk about. And well, it's very nice of course that spark rerolling will come out. That means that the average parent quality will be much higher, because well, you can clearly see the parent quality, especially for fronts versus late surgers or enclosers or pace chasers. There is a very big gap. Anyways, there is something that I really don't know if I can talk about, but I just happened to notice this. Like very soon after Unity Cup came out, which was, by the way, was the release of Fukitaru armor version, is that I use something that lets me put a specific character and I put the specific pose for them. This is how I get my thumbnails. And so we, like on global, we have the data set for Special Week Commando, which means now that we are past the first year anniversary and close to the end of the Make a New Track scenario, that means that since Unity Cup, everything that you saw was just predetermined. Like they put it on the data, they didn't really change anything. That includes the Trailblazer scenario, for example. The entirety of it was on the game data, but we just nobody knew that or at least it was on the public eye, because remember the Unity Cup patch, it was like a couple gigabyte download. So now that most of the megabytes or most of the data downloads are at max 22 megabytes for basically since the start of Unity, it just that means is that they were actually all of these characters were on the datasets a really long time ago. However, the Summer Major McQueen and Summer Gold ship, I believe they are not on the dataset. I do not know why exactly they are not, but that means is that July might be another massive big data download, and then you could probably see like a data download that will include the Grand Life scenario and its translations in the global database, but we just do not know about like we can't access it until they just allow us to. That's pretty much it when it comes to the thing regarding the datasets. And you could be questioning yourself, why is this important? That's because when Unity came out, it was like way before Make It a Track, so everybody was like, okay, we saw the 11.11 update, they will do something big for the first year anniversary. But in reality, nothing happened because they were in the datasets and they didn't change it once Trailblazer came out. But we just do not know anything about the 1.5 year anniversary, and I guess we can talk about this. Is that they probably received a lot of comments from this. This is contacted the team support for Cygames. Me, like, I did it. A lot of people I think did it too. I did make a video. It's like, what the hell is happening at Cygames HQ? I was just completely clueless on the fact that they couldn't really do much when they released the Trailblazer scenario, because they would need to put a lot of resources to change some stuff. So that's pretty much it. So when the Trailblazer scenario came out, I think a lot of people did this, so they probably have good evaluation. And now they have pretty much about like 4 months time since the Trailblazer scenario came out to just put more stuff compared to usual. And another thing that I want to talk about is that, I'm sorry, I forgot to search this up, is that the release of the global version was on June 26, 2025. Currently, as of making this video, we are 8 days away. We do not know if Cygames will do anything about this, because this is technically the official first year since global has came out, but the first year anniversary was like 4 months ago. We do not know. Maybe they just give out like a CQ carats or a ticket for everybody. It's just something that I wanted to talk about in this aspect over here. So that's pretty much it when it comes to the aspect of like that. I think there could be a possibility where they could just put the spark re-rolling and spark locking in the exact same time. Why is that? It's because the frustration with the global player base, and two, the most impactful thing is that the player count has been decreasing by a lot. What I mean by a lot, right now as we are speaking, there's about 8,000 players as of June 15th from the Steam charts. And if we just check back to the week right before the start of, like, it never dropped it the 5-digit mark in Unity at all. But for the Trailblazer scenario, it did. Which means that, you know, a lot of people just do not want to play. There's of course the mobile players, the Android and iOS, but I would just assume that it's double the player count. Like 50% is PC and 50% is mobile. So the total players should be about like 15 to 16,000 ish. As you can clearly see, like, that's still not like a very big number compared to what Umamusume gets on Steam alone. So they probably gonna see these charts as like gonna be alarmed, and then open the contact team, see that there are a lot of people that just have frustrations. Oh, you could have done this better, you could have done this better. I have done this myself. And so they probably will do something about it. The spark re-rolling with the spark locking is actually going to be a very good move for them to do, because one, there is currently going to be the summer. Summer is going to be a very good time to get a lot of people getting into the game, playing Uma, etc, etc. So why not release this on the anniversary during the summer period that is relatively cheap. It's about $7.50 compared to 1,200 yen. So what spark locking does is very good. Is that, let's say you're making a major double parent, okay? For 100 carats, unless you buy the pass that lets you do it for free for a full month, by the way, these are monthly subscriptions. I'll probably, if you are like a player that just does the daily carat pack, I'll probably drop that for getting these two. For 100 carats, you can lock either a blue or a pink spark. Let's say I am making a Dober parent in the Grand Life scenario, so I wanna prioritize stamina. I put stamina, which of course is very nice, and then it will automatically lock to stamina. You will only roll stamina, and let's say you rolled over 1100 stamina, you have a 10% chance every single time that you will get a 3-star stamina, and 70% chance to get a 2-star stamina, which of course is very nice, because that means that the runs that you need to do in general to get a very good Dober parent in terms of blues is not going to be that high. As for the pink spark, the attribute has to be A. So you can't go long A. I mean, you can't get long unless you make it long A. Which of course is annoying, but it's much better compared to, you know, just hoping that you get a medium and then like you get stamina or a power. It's very effective. And spark rerolling on release, it's going to be only one time. But post 3rd year anniversary for the Japanese version, what they did is that they will make it so that you can roll a second time and a third time. That means is that in total you can see up to 4 total sparks. The first spark will cost 30 TP, the second spark will cost 10 carats, and the third spark will cost 3 carats. So it costs you 30 TP and 20 carats to see full 4 total sparks, which of course is very good. So for $7.50, you're getting an insane value in terms of parents. And one more thing that I really want to talk about, hello Daima Goku, I just want to pass by really quickly. There might be a chance that they put auto in global, but not once the Grand Life starts. Because I just want to scroll down until a specific, yeah, this one over here, because I was a bit frustrated when this happened, but the Korean version and the Chinese version of Uma got auto in the same time as the Japanese version, and they get the updated auto. How did I know about this? It's literally mentioned in the Japanese version of Umamusume in a live stream. When the Manhattan Cafe and Gentle Donna wedding came out, they were like, oh, we are updating auto, and we are going to put it in the Korean and Taiwanese server. The Korean and the Taiwanese server is not even handled by Cygames. So it just sparks something alarming. It's like, wait, are we sure this is going to be like just neglecting global for no reason? So what I think is going to happen is that in URA finale, once this scenario gets updated, because this scenario does get updated in the future to give you like rival stuff against the Happy Meek. You can get a couple of skills, and it's basically like an updated URA finale. More stuff to do just to do stuff in that scenario. I think they might add auto alongside the updated URA finale once it comes out in global, because technically speaking, you have to change the code and some stuff in order for it to line up with the updated version. But once they update the version, the code should be very similar. So they just add auto. Auto only works in URA finale, and I believe Twinkle Legends and onwards. So once this comes out, it's gonna be the same as the Japanese version, where it's going to be only on URA finale, and the auto will only be on like URA finale until we get to the Twinkle Legends scenario over here. Like, which scenario is it? This is like a couple scenarios away, but auto is gonna probably exist once we get to the updated URA finale, maybe alongside the 2nd year anniversary, because you have to do some shenanigans in between patches and it could be very annoying, but that's also something that I think could happen. One more thing that I could see happening is going to be an update to the skills, or like the balance changes and evolution skills. Why exactly do I think so? It's because of Champions Meeting 17. Champions Meeting 17, I think, is probably the worst ever CM to ever exist, or like probably close to the top. And that is because of this map. Here is how the map works. The map is very simple. This is pretty much your standard Christmas Ogre map, because 777s will proc around this area and you can get speed carryover with acceleration. I guess Teki and Unique can also work on Christmas Ogre because it will trigger here. You get speed carryover with a long duration to get acceleration, which of course is very broken. But have you noticed something? There is no downhill and there's no uphill. That means is that the stamina consumption is really high in this map. And 2, it's a dirt map, so the consumption is even more. The stamina requirement for this Champions Meeting is about 1,000. And no, this is not a joke. And here's the thing, even with 1,000 stamina, you will probably still lose. Even if you have the stamina requirement, you built a decent ace, it's because of these characters, these 3 characters. These 3 characters are very powerful for that Champions Meeting. And the reason is very simple. They have all seeing, no, not all seeing, Mystifying Murmur, sorry. Mystifying Murmur. 0.03 stamina debuff. Super Creek, let's say you run Nice Nature and Super Creek, you get an additional 0.03 stamina debuff, so now you are up to 0.06. And now, if we go to the skills and search it by debuff skills, let's just go sort it by global. Here's the thing, okay? You could also put these 2 skills if you really hate frontrunners. That means that this is an additional 0.1, an additional 0.1, and then you're running 2 characters, so that means that it's 0.4 for frontrunners alongside the 0.06 for frontrunners, so that means that you are debuffing frontrunners by 0.1 total stamina. That's extremely harsh, and this is not a joke, it's extremely harsh. And if you are like an insane person, you could also run Stamina Siphon with Adventure 564. I don't know if this is good with Mystifying Murmur, but keep in mind, this is something to consider. So the maximum debuff that you can do on a strategy is a 0.11 stamina drain debuff. 0.11 stamina drain debuff. Let's see, okay? Let's see. A gold recovery skill. Something like Restless, okay? For front runners. Oh, wrong thing. Restless, okay? Restless. A 0.055 stamina recovery. Let's say a different skill, for example. Let's see. Maybe like, I don't know, Swinging Maestro, another 0.005 stamina recovery. So that is a 0.11 stamina recovery. You need to buy 2 gold recovery skills to like sustain yourself against 2 debuffers. And the problem is, where are you getting those gold recovery skills from? Because Mayano speed for front is a real thing, but this over here, Swinging Maestro or a second recovery skill, who is gonna have a second recovery skill just put into their kit is going to be at least runnable, but they are G. So you see the issue? The roster is very limited, and the problem is it's a Christmas Ogre map. Christmas Ogre has a gold recovery being Gorman. Check it out, like Hydrate. You have a couple of skills, but let's say you have Gorman, Corner Recovery, I guess Tekken Unique, and Festive Miracle. You will have like easy access to nullifying pretty much the debuffers in the lobby. Christmas Ogre still also probably need around 1,000 stamina, but this is just an example. So as you can clearly see, Christmas Ogre is going to be dominating this Champions Meeting. I know Kapano Riki exists, I know the Grand Life version of Smart Falcon exists, but I mean, Christmas Ogre is just gonna run you down unless you are Kapano Ricky and you just happen to proc your unique over here and you get some speed carryover with acceleration and you get angling and scheming, you can win that way. But if there is a double Mystifying Murmur in your lobby, you're probably going to lose. Especially if this is going to be something that is going to be very frequent. You might be seeing like 6 Mystifying Murmurs if you're running Murmur yourself. It is a very common strategy. And the problem is that nobody can run this map outside of Christmas Ogre and maybe Kapano Rookie if you are if you get godlike lobby RNG. Here is the thing, is there was somebody that played the solo ace Halloween Rice Shower. Halloween Rice Shower is an Uma with a recovery skill. Let me just try to find the... Yeah, here she is. She has a 0.055 stamina recovery. And you also technically drain, but this is not consistent. But here's the thing, okay, about this character. Like somebody ran her. She got a 22.5% win rate. 22.5% win rate on a solo ace. So pretty much nobody can run Champions Meeting 17 outside of a very specific roster, because most of the cast is dirt G, and most of the cast does not have the stamina needed to even lift the track itself, and that is a big problem. But with evolution skills, let's say a Halloween Rush Hour, and they actually decided to just put the anniversary balance changes, okay? She gets speed over here, which of course is not the best thing, but let's see, what is this? This is a target speed increase too. It's not really the best thing over here, but I'm going to try just to look for an Uma that like just has like an increased recovery as an example. Here is an example. TM Opera O, for example, Swing Masho is a 0.055 evolution skills. It's at a 0.02. It makes her much more able to combat debuffers and makes her more viable. This is what I'm trying to reference. If they add the evolution skills and also they add the second year universal balance change, CM17 will have more variety. Because this is a Christmas Ogre map. If you do not have Christmas Ogre, you're not going to enjoy the CM. And that is a big issue. So hopefully they do something about that too. Unless they just want us to have a massive decline again. Because Champions Meeting 17, players realize, wait, this Champions Meeting suck. This scenario is not really the best when it comes to making a very good ace. I'm just going to quit again until the Grandmaster scenario, or eventually just quit altogether. So that was just some stuff that I wanted to talk about. I know this is not usually what I do. I'll probably cut off some parts where I just sounds completely like out of the topic, and that's pretty much it. If you found this video to be helpful, consider subscribing and consider joining the community server, look at the comment section, and I hope to see you in the next one.